All right. Making sure you can hear me. And hello. I am Mr. Beats, and it's Friday night. Shout out to Tonganoxie High School's football team that's playing right now, trying to make it to state against the dreaded Bishop Miege. Oh. Just making sure you can all hear me. Can you hear me? Okay, I think you can. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to do a tier list for every American state flag, and it's not very serious at all. It's just a nice distraction for all of us. That's something I wanted to do for a while. I want to give a shout out to my friend Chris Kinman. We go way back to when I lived in Omaha. We worked together at a coffee shop. He kind of came up with this idea, and then, just more and more people actually suggested it after that. So we're finally doing this. I did the president tier list in February, actually on President's Day, so this is also a follow-up to that. It's completely subjective, obviously. It's not really... it's a lot of people are amazed by flags, and, I used to be like, that's weird. But now, I understand it. It's really cool to kind of have a symbol that everyone can be proud of. And so we're going to look at the design, but also talk a little bit about the meanings of some of these flags, which I don't know a lot of the meanings of most of the flags. I'm just mostly basing this off of how they look like. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the screen here and get started. Making sure that you all can see. All right, so we have good old tier maker here, and I gotta make sure that I know all the flags for starters, because a couple of them I had to honestly look up. I do want to point out though, I do have my own collection of flags. Well, shoot, here. I don't know if you can all see that with the small. Let's transition again here. Look at these things. Like I have my collection of state flags. I don't have all of them though. So if you have one and you want to send it to me, whoa, that would be amazing. Because I mostly just have the East Coast. Obviously, I have Kansas somewhere. It's not in this cup here, but yeah, state flags. All right. So let's get the tier list up. All right, we're going to go alphabetically, starting with Alabama. All right, remember S tier is just beyond amazing in every possible way, so it has to be a really good flag for it to be S tier. Oh, I see. I'm trying to keep up with super chats here beforehand. Lily, thanks for the super chat. I'm a future public educator. What advice would you give? Also, as a Kentuckian, how do you feel about my state's governor? My advice would be just to remember it's about relationships. It's about being able to inspire young folks and be inspired by them, and really helping them help the world become better. Just thinking big picture, and then you have to love people too in order to succeed in the teaching profession. I'll get to your flag though with Kentucky. As far as your governor seems okay from what I know about him. He seems like a pretty level-headed person. I don't know a whole lot about him. Okay, I'll answer more questions afterwards. I'll save it for the end there. I just wanted to catch that before I forgot. So, oh yeah, I'm kind of covering up some of the flags here, aren't I? Let me shrink the picture a little bit. Yeah, because you got to be able to see like all the flags Maybe I'll put it at the top there. There we go. We'll do it like that. How about that? Okay. I think that will look better because there's not going to be that many S tiers and A tier flags. All right. So Alabama is kind of just there with the red cross. Not doing a whole lot. We're going to put you down here at D. Not off to a good start. Never really was impressed with. I mean, minimalism only works when it's really unique, and that is not unique at all. Okay, that looks a whole lot better. We didn't. Oh, okay, no USA territory flags because I couldn't find a tier maker that. I didn't make this template, and I was too lazy to make my own template, so that's the short answer why. Okay, Alaska. By the way, Alabama is a great state. I've been there once. I went there a couple years ago with a ThinkerCon. Drove all the way down there. It was a lot of fun. Huntsville, wonderful place. Compared Alabama to Mississippi. But anyway, so Alaska. I also drove to Alaska from Kansas. That was quite the trip. But their flag, I know the stars they represent, like this is the North Star, the one up here. And then down here, I think it represents like a bear, I believe. And then the blue color represents something about the state flower, which I think they're called forget-me-nots, if I remember correctly. I'm a big fan of Alaska. Speaking of which, I am making a video right now about Alaska, comparing it to Hawaii. Look for that to drop next Friday. But Alaska's flag is kind of just, it's right there in the middle. It doesn't do a whole lot for me. I did actually used to have a shirt that was the Alaska flag. If you watch one of my first videos on this channel, Inventions of the Industrial Revolution, you'll see me wearing it. Okay, now we're getting real here with Arizona. Arizona is definitely S tier. I love this flag. I've always loved it. It's just so striking. I mean, it's something that just immediately grabs your attention. It's unique. I love it. So our first S tier, maybe our last. I don't know. There might be one or two more S tier flags here. All right, Arkansas. Arkansas is it's better than many of the southern flags and eastern state flags. Mostly because it kind of takes up more and to grab your attention. So I'm going to put it right there at the B. Also, Arkansas is an underrated state. I have not made a compared video about Arkansas yet. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to compare it to Missouri or if we want to do Louisiana, but we'll figure that one out. California Republic, which for a minute or so they were kind of their own country, but not really, which explains the flag. It has a great story. It's also a cool looking flag. I think it's an A tier. The California flag has always impressed me with, I think, just the fact that it's just something that stands out easily, and it's something that kind of has like a hipster vibe to it. Like if you throw it on a t-shirt, it's cool to wear that t-shirt. It's like a lot of Californians probably do, but you know, I have a student this year that has a shirt with that flag on it. So I'm not sure if they visited or if they just like California. I don't know what's up with that. But all right, Colorado, also A tier. I've always loved their logo with the C and the gold circle inside the C, which is really the O, C-O for their abbreviation. And it goes well, strangely, with the backdrop. I mean, it does have the standard 3-bar backdrop, but I just think it's something that could easily be a logo for a soft drink, I think, and people would instantly recognize it without knowing the name of it. So yeah, well done, Colorado. This next one, I think, is that Connecticut? I have no idea. That's Connecticut, right? Oh dear, we have to go to the See, I told you I don't know some of these states. Okay, it is Connecticut. Delaware is the other one. These original 13 colonies. Okay, so Connecticut, I'm not that impressed with it. You're a D tier. Okay, I'm trying to catch some of these super chats. I'm sorry if I am slow to get them. Dead History, are you a new channel? I haven't. Oh, you're the crazy gravesite guy. Yeah, hey, TJ, yeah, he reached out to me via email, and wow, am I impressed by him. I'm actually, might as well announce it now, I'm going to interview him in a live stream coming up here, probably, hopefully, as he completes his journey. He's literally visiting every single president and presidential candidates' grave sites, and then also some other sites, historic sites across the country. So literally crisscrossing the country, going to all these places. We're talking thousands of miles. So yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that you started a channel, Dead History. Nice. I'll have to subscribe. All right, back to this. We're at Delaware. Okay, poor Delaware. I've never liked their flag. I just think it's ugly. It doesn't. The colors are just like kind of like thrown on there without any. I mean, it's just not a very visually appealing flag, which I know is completely superficial, ignoring probably the very, meaningful history behind it. But yeah, so what we got next here? Is that? See, I don't know some of these here. Is that? Oh, it is Florida. All right, Florida. Yeah, I don't even remember. Let's get a bigger look at Florida's flag, because by the way, I've never done this before. I've never ranked flags before in my entire life, so this is literally spur of the moment. Let's get a better look at Florida's flag. I feel like I'm not doing it justice unless I look at it. Okay, ooh, doesn't get that much better. So this is just it kind of. I don't know. There's too much going on here in the middle. That's why I could barely tell what was going on when you zoom out. And then once you start putting "In God We Trust" on the flag, you're mixing state and religion. That's a little. I know, most Americans believe in God, of course, but that's always a turnoff for me as well. I'll go ahead and put you in the D category as well, because at least you're doing more than Alabama. You've got that seal. You're trying, Florida. You're trying. All right, Georgia. We got Georgia here. I do recognize Georgia. I do have that back there in my collection. Georgia, I think, is... I mean, it's not nearly as bad as Mississippi's old flag, which, by the way, Mississippi's getting a new flag is the reason why we're doing this tonight, to celebrate their new flag, which is on here. But it's still... Let me get a good look at Georgia's flag again. I want to make sure I'm fair with this, because I realize maybe I'm rushing some of this. Again, in God we trust. Although, look at the words here. We got wisdom, moderation, justice. Ooh, I like the justice there in the center. Okay, you're winning me over here, Georgia, with your flag. I'm gonna put you at least at C, up there with Alaska. All right, Hawaii, of course. I know I'm making the video right now comparing Alaska to Hawaii. Hawaii has a weird history. Of course, it used to be its own kingdom. It was taken over by force from American businessmen and then later annexed by the United States, but kind of a weird situation. They have the Union Jack on the flag because apparently Vancouver, the dude who the city of Vancouver is named after, he was there and he's like, here, have a Union Jack, and all the locals, they're like, well, this is cool looking, so let's just put it up. And then it just kind of stuck around. And that's why it's on there today. It's not like that Hawaii used to be a British colony. No, that was never the case. So it's a weird one. I do like how the color scheme, honestly, kind of, you have the red, white, and blue still that kind of mimics the American flag. So you know, I'm going to put this up to B. Surprisingly, I like Hawaii. I know a lot of people don't like Hawaii's flag, so I get it. All right, so this appears to be Idaho, right? Yeah, this is Idaho. Idaho, the thing about Idaho's flag is that it has the seal in the middle. It has the boring blue backdrop. But then it has like, let me show you if you can't really get a good look at this here. It's kind of off. It's off. Like where it says state of Idaho here, it just throws off the whole thing. It just seems like it's better off leaving the state of Idaho thing underneath. So I never liked that. Yeah, you're going to go to D. Sorry, Idaho. Illinois is better. Illinois, the thing I like about Illinois' flag, here, let me pull this up here. I should have done this for all these earlier. Illinois' flag is, it does have a lot going on, but it's not too much. It still has this minimalist feel to it. I like how it has the same font as my channel, Super Clarendon, by the way. That's the Super Clarendon font with the territorial and statehood years on there. Not statehood, that's 1868. What is that, 1868? Significance of that year. That was, who knows in the chat? What's the significance of 1868? I don't know. But yeah, I like the state sovereignty, national union. There's a lot good about the Illinois flag. Plus, it stands up from all the other flags with the white backdrop. So I'm going to put you, Illinois, up there at B. All right. Next up, we have... Indiana. Indiana never really, as a flag, never really excited me that much. It's a little bit, I think the problem is with the gold color kind of doesn't stand out enough. Like even if they just change the color to like bright yellow, that would make a big difference. So it's kind of just like, meh, take it or leave it. I'll put you at C there, Indiana. All right, we got another super chat, looks like. Patriot Raven, sending love from Columbus. Sad that Ohio lost its election streak since JFK, and shocked that Georgia is more moderate than Ohio. Yeah, Georgia, what a surprise with the election. Ohio definitely has been trending Republican for many years now. We'll get to Ohio's flag, that very unique Ohioan flag. Okay, but first, Iowa. Iowa also has the eagle like Illinois. Iowa became a state after Illinois, and so, of course, plagiarized Illinois' flag to a certain extent, but with the ribbon of the eagle. So that's automatically a downplay, but at least they tried to plagiarize a pretty decent flag. I'm putting Iowa here at the C. Let's go ahead and take a closer look, though, at Iowa's flag, because I want you to see. Some of you are not. So I like the words. They really put a lot of thought into the words on the ribbon. Our liberties we prize and our rights we will maintain. You know, I love those mottos that they come up with and they feel are important enough to put on the flag. So, you know, Iowa, not bad at all. But still, you kind of have the boring color scheme. But it is different for an American flag because typically you see it horizontal, not vertical. So that's more akin to European flags. And then we have Kansas. Kansas, I'm obviously biased towards. One thing that really stands out with the Kansas flag is the sunflower, which honestly maybe should be more prominent on the flag. I mean, it's there at the top. Here, let's get a bit bigger look here. See, there's different shades when you just Google image it. Yeah, I like the darker blue, but then again, it's the same blue that you have. That navy blue that's most of the American state flags are navy blue. Talk about unoriginal, okay? But still the sunflower there. If you look at the seal, it actually has a lot going on. Probably too much going on. It's pretty cool looking though. There's the motto, the state. This is my home state, by the way, in case you didn't know if you're watching. Ad astra per aspera. Oh gosh, that means with, what is ad aspera? I should know this. Ad aspera. Per aspera ad astra means It's Latin, through hardships through the stars. That's right, through hardships through the stars. Okay, so that's cool. That's a unique motto. We'll bump you up to a B. You maybe should. You probably don't deserve to be that high, Kansas, but. And then what do we have here? Freaking Kentucky. Kentucky. Never impressed with Kentucky's flag either. I'm sorry. The poor Midwest now also. They have, of course, Commonwealth of Kentucky. But look at that font. I do not like that font. United we stand, divided we fall. I don't know who these two people are. Maybe in the chat you can enlighten us who those two people are. But, it's a good thought. You got apparently some allergy and causing weed that's also underneath. I'm just not that impressed. I'm sorry. It could be a lot, but I think the font is what drives me away the most. So that's D tier. Next up we have, trying to remember this one here. This would be Louisiana. So let's get Louisiana up. Yeah, I've never ranked these before. I think it's pretty obvious by now. Oh, yeah, this one. I just don't know what to think about this one. Confidence is something that you usually don't see on a state flag. Union, justice, confidence. And then with the birds, I'm assuming pelicans? Is that pelicans on the flag? I am showing a lot of ignorance tonight with a lot of people say B tier in the chat. Pelican on Louisiana flag. It is pelican. Okay, I was right about that at least. At least I got the bird right. I'll give them points for being unique. And it does kind of have the look of an old children's book from the 1950s. Yeah. Let's put you up to B. I agree with the crowd on that one. All right. Some of these you really do have to look up nice and closely before you make a good decision. We're up to Maine. Maine's flag is another one of those eastern original states. It wasn't one of the original 13 colonies. Of course, it used to be part of Massachusetts, but let's get a better look here. It has the seal with the... Oh, right, yeah, the moose. Yeah, we'll just wait till we get to Michigan's flag. I think it's Michigan's that has a surprise on it. We have what appears to be a Christmas tree. Gosh, the more I look at this, the more I like it, actually. Yeah, and the blue actually even is a little bit different. Like, I like how the colors kind of complement each other on this. Yeah, you're actually not so bad at Maine. We're gonna put you up also at B. All right. And now we're up to Maryland, which, if you've watched my channel before, you know that it is my favorite flag, okay? When Ethan from Let's Talk Elections had it up behind him, I was just like, yes. Maryland's flag, let's get it. That's an S tier. That's up there with Arizona. It's just incredibly unique. You'll never see a flag like this, anywhere. I mean, there's certain countries go crazy too. It's the 17th century heraldic banner of arms of Cecil, 2nd Baron Baltimore, as the shield of his father George. So it's purely like, it's just based on tradition and everything. But the fact that it's essentially a shield design. It's just cool. It has that medieval feel to it. Kind of the checkerboard look with the cross. I don't know. It works. I feel like I could wear a Maryland shirt with this design, or even have a carpet in my room, tiled with this design. And I just feel like it would be so stylish. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird on that, but you're S tier, Maryland. So good job. All right, this must be... I'm trying to remember. Is this Minnesota? Oh my gosh. Oh, Massachusetts. Yeah, this is Massachusetts. Yeah, that's F. That's F. Sorry, Massachusetts. I'm so sorry. If you're wondering, okay, let's go ahead and show the audience Massachusetts. I struggle spelling sometimes. Yeah, so you do have the Native American on the flag, so props for that. But I just don't like this design. I'm sorry, and it doesn't. And this is the one where there's the random arm coming out the top with the knife, the very long knife. So it's a very violent flag. The more I look at it again, though, the more I'm starting to like it. So maybe, all right, you're D. Sorry, Massachusetts. I should have given you another shot. All right, so now are we up to... Oh, this is Michigan. Yes, you got to see Michigan. Okay, this is the one, if I remember correctly, that has Bigfoot on it. Yes! Let me get a bigger picture. That is Bigfoot, isn't it? Is that the... maybe. Let me get the seal on here. There's Bigfoot. There, you can see that a little bit better. You know, just hanging out, waving. And then holding up the Bigfoot picture is... you got... It looks like a moose. No, or elk. Yeah, there are two elks that are holding it up. Yeah, it's an elk. And then, of course, the eagle. You got E pluribus unum, which is always one of my favorite mottos. This is United States motto as well. And then some other Latin stuff that I don't know what that means, but I've always liked Michigan's flag. I think, sure, it has the boring navy blue backdrop, but it has a lot going on for it. It's again, the seal is definitely something that stands out a lot. I'm going to put you up at A, mostly because of Sasquatch. All right. Oh, thanks, Wesley's Moving Pictures, for the super chat. Says, hi, Mr. Beat, love your videos. Thanks for putting Colorado in A tier. Oh, I had to put Colorado in A tier. All right. And also Michigan for the compared videos. A lot of people wanted me to make a compared video for Michigan and Ohio, but I have already made a state rivalries video for that. So I was kind of thinking about going a different direction. I might even make a video where I compare Upper Peninsula and the Lower Peninsula. I think that might be fun. But yeah, all right. So moving on, we've got Minnesota now. This is Minnesota. Minnesota... if I remember, yeah, it also had a lot going on with its seal. A little bit too much going on. Here's a zoomed up looking at it here. And so I think because it has too much going on, it gets lost. This is a problem with many flags with the designs. You just got to simplify it more. And so I think that hurts it. I'm putting it down here at F. I never really liked it. Okay, and now we're up to the new flag by... Mississippi. They voted on it by referendum to approve or disapprove of the new flag. So let's take a closer look at this thing. They voted yes, and so it is now officially the new flag. I do like how it has a more modern look. It does have the "In God We Trust," which of course, there's like maybe 10 atheists in Mississippi, so I guess that works out for them. But still, it's a huge improvement of their old flag, which of course had the Confederate rebel war flag stars and stripes on there, or the stars and not stripes, but the X, whatever you want to call it. It's solid. It has the magnolia there in the middle. I'll put it at C. I think it's pretty middle of the road. It's a huge improvement, so good job, Mississippi. If I would have done this, of course, before the vote with their old flag, the old flag would be F. And now we're up to Missouri. Missouri's flag, of course, Missouri, I don't live that far from Missouri, so I see this flag quite a bit. It has the bears. Props for the bears on there. The stars in the circle around is unique, and then they have more stars in like kind of the sky. It's kind of got a weird thing going on. Oh, we got a couple chats. No bias politics. Thanks for the super chat. I love this channel. We should collaborate. Oh man, I'm glad I've been an inspiration. Thank you for that. And yeah, just email me. Oh, Zachary Parker. Yeah, hey, Patreon supporter. Can't have a flag stream without me chiming in to mention that my own state, New York, has the worst flag ever. But the Buffalo City flag is amazing and easily S tier as far as city flags are concerned. Okay, when we get to New York, we will pull up the Buffalo flag. But yeah, thanks for that, Zachary. It's always good to hear from you. Okay, so Missouri, it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to put it in C tier. I mean, it is Missouri too, but okay. Montana, of course, has the awkward lettering, kind of similar to Kansas too, on the flag above the seal. Let's take a closer look at Montana. Montana, I also have not made a compared video for you yet. There's just a few. I think 10 more states is all I have left, and I'm probably going to compare Montana to Idaho. Okay, so very nature oriented here. I don't like the way they drew up everything. It looks kind of like a child drew everything. Yeah. Montana, I don't like it. You can do a lot better. You're going down to F. Okay, so are we through with the M states yet here? Goodness gracious. Oh, yeah, we are. So we got Nebraska. My other state I've lived in just for a few years. About 4 years I lived in Nebraska, me and Mrs. Beat. It's another one that doesn't have much color. It has the gold color, and that's it. It doesn't really pop out much. I do like the equality before the law ribbon there. But generally, it's not. Yeah, I'll put it at D just because of the equality above the law. But that's Nebraska. I've never really liked your flag, and I think a lot of people. When I lived up there, a lot of people were like, "Yeah, we need a new flag." Okay, this next one, I believe, is this New York? I gotta make sure. Oh no, New York is the, okay. This is Nevada. I don't think I remember liking Nevada's flag very much either, so that makes sense. Nevada. Oh yeah, this one's horrible. This one's horrible. What are you doing, Nevada? Anybody from Nevada out there? Yeah, no. Stop, Nevada. Get a new flag. But Nevada's a wonderful place. It's the first compared video I ever made was comparing Nevada and Utah. So, I mean, I'm just talking trash about your flag, not the entire state. Okay, so now we're at New Hampshire. Another take it or leave it. I think we need to revisit the seal, though, with New Hampshire. New Hampshire apparently has more libertarians in local offices than any other state. I just read an article about that. Because of that movement, all these people that are libertarians move there. Okay, so you got the weird ship on there with the American flag on there. Yeah, and the sun rising, seal of the state. And yeah, it's okay. Kind of, again, I don't like this combo of the gold and the blue backdrop. Just kind of, it would be much better if it was brighter, which it appears to be on certain variations of it, though. So that's interesting. I usually go with the Wikipedia just because it seems to be the like the official flag. So I'll put you at C there, New Hampshire. All right, we still got more new states here, so. This must be New Jersey. Or New Mexico. No. Is it New Jersey? I think it is New Jersey. Yeah, it's New Jersey. New Jersey. At least you don't have the blue backdrop. Yeah, but you're kind of like the color of my skin, I guess. I'm kind of peach. It's kind of like that bad color that a lot of the other flags have as their font or the writing on the flag. It's not really something I like. Now, the thing that really I don't like about the New Jersey flag is that you can barely make out what's on the ribbon, liberty and prosperity. And same with the other stuff. Like here, it blends right in, doesn't it? Even on, yeah, it just blends right in. Yeah, not too impressed with New Jersey's flag. I'll put you down here at F as well. All right, let me catch up with the super chats here. Enables, thank you. Any state that uses its seal as the flag is F tier. Yeah. Sir David Attenborough, looking to get certified to teach history in our government soon. Yes! Thank you for joining the forces to educate. Thank you for subbing as well. It says subbing in the meantime. Big fan, and thanks for putting Arizona in S tier. Are you from Arizona? That'd be cool if you were. Elijah Mascalier. Thank you for the super chat. Just joined an IDK what Indiana did to get a C tier because our flag is the best, not our state itself though. It's okay. I guess maybe I was overly critical of Indiana. Enables again. Hey, Georgia deserves to be at maximum D tier because of the Civil War symbol. Okay, Civil War symbolism. See, I wasn't aware of that. You're a Georgia resident celebrating the news today and hoping the flag gets changed. Interesting. So I'll have to... Let's take a look at the Georgia flag again. Sorry to backtrack here, but because of that, he got me. So, because of the soldier there? Is that what's going on? I need to research that more. A lot of the stuff I'm learning in the moment. All right. I think I'm caught up here. Oh, is that another one? Okay, yeah. So let's get back on track here. So we left off with New Jersey. Now we're at New Mexico. Okay, I've always liked New Mexico's flag. It's definitely A tier. Let's get it's minimalist. It's definitely, there's not a whole lot going on with it. I've always been curious of the, it's the red sun symbol of the Zia people. Okay, Field of Gold. Yeah, I like it. It's effective. It's one of those things that could easily be like a decoration. Like it could be a shirt and look really stylish, and it's not really much, is it? But it really pops. I like it. All right, good job, New Mexico. I think a lot of people in the chat agree with me on New Mexico, don't you? Yeah. See, you all know what's up. Okay. And now are we finally to New York? Yes. Now we got Zachary Parker, my Patreon supporter, who is from Buffalo, wanted to we'll look at the city of Buffalo flag. He says the New York flag isn't that good, and I agree with him. It's kind of blah. You got the Excelsior thing, which is slightly unique. You got, again, the eagle on top there, standing on top of the world. I forgot that that's the whole world there. But it's, very justice themed. A lot of these flag seals have the sun, which is, I didn't realize that the New York flag had the sun face there, so that it bumped up in my book there. I would say the New York State flag it's a C. I think it's a C. Now let's take a look at the city of Buffalo flag that he was raving about. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, wow. Thunderbolts. You know what? Of course, it's just blue and white, but it works. You're right. You got is that Niagara Falls there, kind of in the bottom, you see there? Wow. Certainly unique. Yeah, props to the city of Buffalo's flag. But back to the state's flags. Okay, North Carolina. Never really was that impressed with North Carolina's flag either. It's kind of blah. Not a whole lot going on. It's going to be D tier. For the folks at home here, let's take a closer look at what I'm talking about. Okay, he has the date of ratifying or declaring independence, I believe. And yeah, just kind of, I don't know. And also it just seems like that star and the NC there doesn't work for me. It's never worked for me. It always seems out of place. Yeah, I don't like the design. It's as simple as that. North Carolina, though, man, what an amazing place. That's one place that I could see myself living. Anyway, all right. We're still at the north, right? So we got North Dakota. North Dakota. I guess there's only two norths. I forgot where I stood on North Dakota. I think I'm kind of mixed on this one. So let's take a closer look here. Again with the eagle, plagiarizing Iowa. Who plagiarized Illinois? The eagle with the ribbon in the mouth. Okay, they got the E pluribus unum. That's good. It seems a little sloppy. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I like the outline, like the way that they drew it and filled in with the colors. Yeah, I'm sorry, North Dakota. I'm sorry. You're not really doing much for me here. I'm putting you at D. A lot of D's on this thing. We need to. Hopefully, we have some. Oh, well, Ohio's coming up, and Ohio is clearly an A because first of all, look at the shape of it. It's the only flag that really has a weird, like, rectangle shape. I know there's a lot of Ohio flag fans in the chat. Let's take a look at this thing here. Now, of course, it has the American flag colors in it, but they did a lot of unique things here with it. With the circle which is actually the O for, I'm assuming, right? I better double check on that. That O that's the O for the Ohio Burgie, or is it Burgie? Is the official flag of the U.S. state of Ohio. It is a triangular swallowtail flag, the only non-rectangular U.S. state flag. Its red, white, and blue elements symbolize the state's natural features and order of admission into the Union. Okay, yeah, see? Again, they just they don't overcomplicate it with the seal. So similar to New Mexico or to Colorado or Arizona, like, it really... It's eye-catching. It's unique. It's not too messy. Yeah, it works. It works really well. And it's an American flag, but you also know immediately, like, yeah, that's like... Ohio kind of is one of those states that historically has been about... Like, we've had so many presidents from Ohio, and it just feels like a state that's the closest we get to representing the entire country. I know it's been more Republican leaning in presidential elections in recent years, but it still feels like there's just all types of people that live there every time I research it. Okay, so sorry, I'm going on and on about Ohio. Let's move on. Oklahoma. I've always liked Oklahoma's flag. That's an A. They, of course, it used to be Indian territory. I'm struggling here. And they pay homage to that legacy. It's got the cool blue. It's not the typical navy blue. You've got the symbols of. Really, yeah. It's just a complete dedication to its history, and of course, it has a troubled history. But as far as trying to... Now, this is a newer flag, if I remember correctly. Like, let me see. When was Oklahoma's state flag adopted? Oh, I guess it was when it was... But it's one of the newest states, so maybe that's why they were more cognizant of that. Yeah, it's a good flag. It's a good-looking flag. Let's see what you're saying in the chat about that one. Okay, kind of more C and B range, most of you are saying. All right, so now we are at Oregon. Oregon is kind of it's a weird one. Some days I love it. Some days I'm just like, eh. Because, again, it has that kind of the gold over the navy blue. Yeah. Been there, done that. And then, yeah, the seal, yeah. Looking at the seal again, it's just like, what? You can barely make out what's going on there. So, yeah, it's a kind of a disappointment. But because I go back and forth, sometimes I like it with the part that I like is like how it kind of waves the font here. I don't even know what kind of font that is, but I do like that for some reason. So I'm going to put that up at C. All right. Now we are at, is it Pennsylvania? Wait, it is Pennsylvania, right? Yeah, Pennsylvania. I can barely make you out, Pennsylvania. Let's have a closer look at you. another state that has been a swing state for many years that has predicted the winners of presidential elections. Okay, looks like there's a couple. Well, thanks for the super chat still coming. For Georgia, Nables has done the super chat again. For Georgia, compare the Confederate stars and bars flag to the current flag. It is the Southern Compromise. The quote Southern Compromise. Okay, that's interesting. All right. So looking closer at Pennsylvania here. Oh, you got the stallions on here. Yeah. Again, the eagle on top. So a lot of the mix of merchant ships and agriculture as part of the legacy. Virtue, liberty, and independence. Yeah, not bad there. Navy blue is the backdrop again, though. Navy blue. So that puts you at sea, okay? What is up with the navy blue? All right, now, for one of the original 13 colonies, Rhode Island did a pretty good job. Not the best job, but Rhode Island has the white backdrop as well. They have... let's take a closer look at it. It's more minimalistic. You got just the... now this looks quite a bit different here if you look at the... So that's more variation. But yeah, I think I like this one better actually with more of the outlines. But just hope, So it's minimalistic again. I think it's not the anchor kind of showing that, that's the... I'm assuming... let's look at more than I don't want to make stuff up here with the... So it features an anchor that symbolizes... Oh, the anchor itself symbolizes hope. Okay. Surrounding the anchor are 13 stars that represent both the original 13 colonies and Rhode Island's role. I should really look at the symbolism for all these flags before I judge them. Most of this has been entirely superficial. Rhode Island, not so bad. I'm going to put you at B. So good job, Rhode Island. And South Carolina, easily one of my favorites. That's definitely an A tier. I would not put it at S. But it's definitely, instantly recognizable. That's something could easily be also on a t-shirt, and you just know. What am I typing? South Carolina flag. I've always been curious about the South Carolina flag meaning. Oh, interesting. Okay. So it looks like you've had different... The palmetto was added in 1861, so that wasn't even something that was there originally. Okay, so that was an improvement. Oh. So originally, just that crescent. Okay, yeah, this is all superficial with this one. Okay, I like the way this thing looks. I like it. It looks good. And you with that palmetto, it's South Carolina. Like, it seems like, I don't know, maybe it's just so fixed in my brain. I love your flag, South Carolina. All right, South Dakota. South Dakota is not one I'm that familiar with, honestly. The Mount Rushmore state. Man, what did they have before Mount Rushmore? I mean, that's a... That must have been added later, I assume. Yeah, the seal is just not that good. Yeah, I don't like your flag, South Dakota. What do you think, chat? South Dakota. I'm putting you at D. I don't like you that much, South Dakota. Well, I don't like your flag that much. South Dakota, obviously, is one of my favorite states. Any chance I can, I go there. Rapid City is the president's city, the presidential wax museum, all the statues of all the presidents, which I totally forced Mrs. B to take pictures of me with standing next to all the statues. All right, we got some more super chats. Thank you for supporting me. And heraldry blue is the color of honor, fidelity, and integrity, which is why it is used so often in state flags and other flags such as military. Yeah, I knew that there was a reason for that. It's the same thing with uniforms. So I get that. Thanks for bringing that up, Luke Trepp. All right. Sorry if I've missed any of your super chats. It's hard for me to bounce back and forth. Okay, so we are at, I see Texas coming up. There must be Tennessee before. Yeah, so Tennessee, It's another minimalist flag. It kind of feels like they were lazy with the design, though. I never really liked how it was. I don't know. Maybe there's some hidden meaning here that I'm missing. I mean, look at Tennessee's flag here. Oh yeah, you got the bar over here as well. Okay. It's okay. I have a feeling there's some other meaning with this flag that I'm not aware of. Let's look at the meaning of this flag, because I feel like, and with that strip too. So the emblem on a field of red with a strip of blue on the flag. The emblem in the middle consists of 3 stars on the. Oh yeah, the 3 stars represent the 3 regions of Tennessee, right? That's right. I remember making the video when I compared Tennessee and Kentucky. I actually called Middle Tennessee Central Tennessee, I think by accident. Yeah, East Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, and West Tennessee. That's cool. That is cool. Yeah, brownie points for that. I'm bringing you up to B, Tennessee. And then the Texas flag, the Lone Star. It's called the Lone Star State. That's a big part of their symbology for many things in Texas. You know, it's not too complicated. You just type in Lone Star. What pops up? Come on now, you know. Lone Star Funds pops up? Okay. Of course, Texas used to be its own country. Legit for 10 years, a republic. So much history there. They're very proud. This state flag is something that is easily recognizable. But again, it's not really, you know, it's basically, it's kind of like egotistical, arrogant that, you know, like, who's America? We're America. You know, like we're the whole country, you know. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of F's here for Texas. Oh, I saw one S. It goes from FFF and then SS. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the most polarizing flag. I've never been that big of a fan of the Texas flag. I mean, I get it. Its appeal. I'm just going to put it probably just to see. It's you know. Okay. We're almost done here. This is actually taking longer than I thought it would. All right, so we're at Utah. Utah's flag is, if I remember correctly, has a lot of patriotic stuff too as well. Oh, and the beehive, that's right. Again, the eagle. Lots of eagle. Like, a lot of these state flags, they really try to, you know, almost like suck up to the federal government, you know, with the eagle and the American flags on the state flags. Yeah, it's okay. It's the seal's not too complicated. You get the flowers in the hive there. Yeah, I like. It's okay. I'll put it at C. All right, we are now up to the, what is that one? Oh, Vermont. See, Vermont. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about Vermont's flag. All right, checking the chat as much as I can. Zane Rosler, thank you for the South Carolina flag. The palmetto wood built Fort Sullivan in the Revolutionary War. British cannonballs bounced off wood. All right, yeah, that's what I didn't. I started to read it, but I kind of glossed over it. So thank you for sharing that. All right, so again, the navy blue again. Let's look at the seal. Let's get a little closer on the seal. Looks okay. Vermont, of course, is known as a very scenic state. Not a whole lot of residents, freedom, and unity. Looks like the "and" unity is covered up there, but I don't know about that. I like, though, this kind of has a feel of, like, I don't know. I think it has a feel of something that's older than it really is. Like, it's a very classical feel. Yeah, you're pretty solid, Vermont. The more I think about it, you're up to B, I would say. Virginia's flag. I never was that impressed with Virginia's flag. Virginia is a state, of course, I would love to live in. Lots of history there. Beautiful state. But and there's a guy getting murdered right there on the flag, Sic Semper Tyrannis. No. I never liked this flag. I just thought it was like, what are you doing? So I'm putting you down at F, Virginia. Washington. After, of course, they have George Washington on the flag, so you're probably assuming, oh yeah, Mr. B loves this flag. Washington state flag here. Yeah, at least they got the green going. They're the evergreen state, of course. The seal of the state of Washington, 1889. Yeah, this is a pretty solid flag. It has. I love the way they shaded Washington as well. Again, this kind of has hipster vibes, like, and this also has like, I could easily see a whole wall of my home painted with this flag. Although Mrs. Beat probably would not like that. I'm gonna put you at A, and I'm also biased because I still love George Washington. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. All right. And then we've got, gosh, what state is that? I don't know. We got Wisconsin, Wyoming. What's the other W? West Virginia. West Virginia. Have not made a state comparison video for West Virginia as well. West Virginia. All right, all right. You really do have that border, do you? Yeah. Is it all the way around? Here it only appears to be on the top and bottom. All right, let's take a little closer look here. Again, you got the two dudes here. Ooh, we're slow connection here. Let me just type in seal, get a better look. Well, it looks different there. Now, West Virginia, it's just an ugly looking flag. It's an ugly flag, okay? Wisconsin, you got, everybody knows it's Wisconsin, okay? It's a nice and clear. Again, the two guys, okay, forward and E pluribus unum. It's very like, blue collar feel to it. You got the cornucopia of coming out here at the bottom. That's unique. Is that a badger up there? Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. I like the shading again as well. Like, I love the look of that. It's a little too busy though with the seal. Yeah, we'll put you at C, Wisconsin. And then this leaves us to Wyoming. Last but certainly not least, a lot of those western states. That's Wyoming flag. A lot of those western states, they knew what they were doing when they were designing the flags. Of course, they entered the Union later, so maybe they had learned lessons from mistakes from flags of states that entered earlier. But I've always, now the seal is a little complicated here. It's that small, like what's going on. So that's, I think, the only problem that I see. If you just took away the seal from the flag, it would work much better. Just have the bison there, would be much better. So that knocks it down to a B. But otherwise, pretty solid. So we're going to end it there. I am going to leave this up on the screen a little bit. I just want to stress again, if you just join halfway through this and you're like, who does this dude think he is? This is just for fun, okay? I don't know much of the history of any of these flags. I don't know much about the mottos of most of these states. I do have a series called Compared, where I compare different U.S. states, and so that's more history, geography. Flags are more, like, most of this was just completely superficial. Like, what do they look like from a graphic design perspective? So if I offended you in any way, I did not mean to. I just think the ones that are at the top of this diagram look cooler. So yeah, I'm going to take some questions here and stick around for a little bit. I just wanted to thank you for joining me tonight. I know it's a very scary time out there right now. It looks like the COVID cases are picking up, unfortunately. So it looks like we're going through the same crap we did in the spring. So we need distractions like this to keep us going. I hope that you're all continuing to make yourself better during these difficult times, that you're taking care of your loved ones, especially grandma, grandpa, great-grandma and grandpa, some of our mom and dads that are more vulnerable to this horrible virus that will not go away. But at least the vaccine is on its way. In a few months, hopefully things can start to get back to normal. So yeah, sorry to get so serious there, but that is really what's going on. That's what really matters right now. We need to take care of each other. I'm going to switch back here. All right. Like I said, I'll take some questions here. Try to keep up with this. So ask away. Yeah, lots of different opinions on these flags. Yeah. Oh, John Mazo, thank you for the super chat. It says, when will your 2020 election video be out? Oh, yeah, I've got a lot of questions about this. It will be out in February is the plan, assuming all goes well. I want to make sure that every vote is certified. The electoral votes are certified in Congress, that we get to the inauguration. The transfer of power is complete before I proceed to make it. I haven't even written the script yet, but I have lots of ideas of what will be in there. I will tell you that a lot of you think it's going to be an hour long for some reason. I think you need some context. I think a lot more elections were more exciting than this. I know this, we're all like in the mindset, oh, 2020 is the craziest year ever, but it's crazy. Probably not as crazy as 1968. Definitely not as crazy as 1860 or 1919 or even 1948 for that matter. So, I mean, it will still be a fun video. It will be a fun episode. I think it will be unique in terms of presidential election videos especially because of COVID, but also because of Trump. An extraordinary person in American history. All right, Tim, thanks for the super chat. Now that President Trump's tenure is about over, what tier would you put him as it relates to your video? I'm not ready to publicly say that yet. I think you all know that he would not be an S tier or A tier, but he has a somewhat mixed legacy. I don't want to go too deep into it. He's still the president, so let's let history pass. Let's keep. We're still way too biased when we look at what's going on right now, so I don't want to say that yet. I'm sorry if I disappointed you. Let me make sure I got all these super chats. If I missed any, I apologize. Sometimes I do miss them because I'm just kind of a one-person show here and trying to juggle it, but I think I caught them all. Okay. Rate Canadian provincial flags, please. I am not that familiar with them. The fun part about doing it, the reason why I did like this is because a lot of these flags are just like, it's kind of my first impressions because I'm not really that familiar with most of the flags. I mean, I guess about half of them I'm familiar with. The ones that I have, and then, you know, some states like Colorado, like, hey, Parker, saw your chat. Hey, how you doing? Hope to see you on Sunday in a safe manner. Why are we yelling? Yeah, you don't have to do the caps lock if you don't. All right. Lots of who really wants me to rate Canadian provincial flags. The person who says Trump was the least warhawk president of the last decades, that is untrue. That is factually untrue. The drone warfare increased under the Trump administration. You just didn't know about it. So in terms of endless warfare, it's still going on. The war on terrorism never let up. Remember that John Bolton was his advisor for about a year. Mr. B, how do you feel about Texas having a closer election result than Ohio? Yeah, that was definitely a little surprising. I thought Ohio would be closer. I think President Trump was really good about getting his supporters to show up. it was quite amazing actually how he was able. I think a lot of those rallies actually did make a difference. All right, Justin, thanks for the super chat. Thoughts on Taft's bath incident? So I'm assuming you're talking about William Howard Taft. The true story, did get stuck in the bathtub. That seems to be the only thing that people remember about him who don't know much about presidential history. It's something that was not known at the time very well, but it kind of leaked out a little bit. Pun not intended. But yeah, he was actually a brilliant man, and we have embarrassing things like that. One of my favorite things to talk about that's similar is how John Quincy Adams used to skinny dip in the Potomac River. That's a true story as well. He did it multiple times, and imagine that today. Imagine Donald Trump skinny dipping in the Potomac. Yeah, that would not happen. Well, Thermo's getting upset. Ask your question again. I didn't see it. All right. Yeah, I'll keep this video posted. Would you support a carbon or GHG tax? I'm not sure what a GHG tax is, but I would support a carbon tax. Oh yeah, the miniature state flags, I just got them on some website. I got them 15 years ago. Nicholas Poles Pout? Is that? Yeah, from Brazil. Hello and greetings from Brazil. Do you something about Bolsonaro? All I know about Bolsonaro is that he's a similar figure to President Trump in terms of he is a populist who found a lot of success on social media, kind of talking directly to Brazilians, and definitely a more business-oriented deregulation type guy. Other than that, I don't know much about him. The Geo Scholar, hey, thanks for being here. Good to see you. Thanks for the super chat. Rhode Island flag having the anchor also reflects its ocean state geography. See, that was the thing I was starting to say earlier, that I didn't want to embarrass myself, and South Dakota used to be called the Sunshine State. Did not know that. Thanks for sharing. I'm learning a lot tonight. Donald Trump song will be coming. Yeah, after he's out of office. Are you going to collaborate with J-Reg? That would be amazing. Jackson Winfrey, good to see you here. Yeah, that would be amazing. I know that he seemed interested. We kind of reached out. We've been kind of busy, and he doesn't really collaborate much, and so we got to figure out something funny to do. I imagine he would just make fun of me for being a radical centrist. I imagine that's how it would go down, and say that essentially I'm destroying the country. Mr. B, you should compare Massachusetts and Connecticut. I believe that is the plan. That is the plan right now, to compare those two. Geo Scholar again. Hey, thanks. Do you think Kansas should become, or could become, a swing state? I think it's not likely anytime soon. I think it would be at least 10 years or so. It's definitely possible. The thing about this election, 2020, is there's a couple areas, Kansas City and Wichita, that definitely turn more purple, or more blue in Kansas City's case. All right. You need a mod. I do have mods. They're just not showing up tonight for some reason. We usually have 3 or 4 on here, but if you want to be a mod, let me know, and I'll because I recognize some of these names. Hermes is here. Good to see you. Has Trump changed the Republican Party? Absolutely. It's the parties. Both major political parties are constantly evolving, and the Republican Party is not going to be what it was when George W. Bush was president. Oh, thanks, Chris. He's here. And the legend, the one who first suggested that I do this. Thank you, Chris, for the super chat. Patriot Raven. Very sad Ohio lost its bellwether status, but happy to see your state of Kansas to gain 1 electoral vote in the next election. I don't think Kansas is going to gain an electoral vote. We're in danger of probably losing one after the census. Mrs. Beat is here. Hopefully she can clean up if there's someone. Looks like she's already been deleting some stuff. GeoScholar says again, you should do a video comparing West Virginia and Kentucky. I get that suggestion a lot. The only thing that kind of holds me back from doing that is the fact that I've already done a video with Kentucky for the compared series, so I don't want to be too repetitive because I compared it to Tennessee. So I'm not quite sure. If I do it, it would be a while. I'd want to wait that there was a long break between videos. Somebody said Los Angeles and San Francisco. That would be a good one as well. Mike S., thank you. Have you done a history of the U.S. Supreme Court? No, but I do plan in this winter to release a video, probably January or February, a video about my top 10 Supreme Court justices in American history. That's going to be fun. Yeah, Colorado's probably gaining an electoral vote. Texas probably is gaining at least one, maybe two. Florida's gaining at least one, maybe two. California is probably going to lose one. Well, they might stay the same. New York will lose at least one, maybe two. So yeah, pay attention to the census results here. In the coming months, we're going to find out that the map's going to change, and that's going to have huge impact. Joey Overstreet, thank you. I just found your channel. It's awesome. Do you know if any presidential candidates from Colorado have gotten close, or if any vice presidents were? Gary Hart is probably the closest that Colorado got. He would have been a rising star in the Democratic Party. He had a scandal, like, get this, where he cheated on his wife. Now, today that wouldn't have mattered, but back in 1988, I think it was, or was it 84? 84, I think he ran as well. Yeah, he was probably the closest Colorado got to a president. Adams presidents were anti-slave. Yeah, you're talking about John Quincy Adams and John Adams were anti-slavery. Yeah, definitely. I definitely slept on that fact. I think with John Adams, I focused so much on his... by the way, thank you, Yob Walk 1000. John Adams, the Alien and Sedition Acts were just so horrible. Maybe the worst law ever passed in the history of the country. It's up there. That I think that overshadows everything else. And then with John Quincy Adams, I just think he was so out of touch with most Americans that, sure, he was ahead of his time in many ways. But I just, when you try to look at them as a whole, you do kind of downplay certain things. And so, yeah, I'm guilty of that. All right. Somebody wants me to say Epstein didn't kill himself at the end of the stream. I'll say it right now. Epstein didn't kill himself. He didn't. What was more significant, John McCain or Gary? Who was more significant, John McCain or Barry Goldwater? I would say Barry Goldwater, because without Barry Goldwater, you wouldn't have Ronald Reagan, and you wouldn't have like this huge transformation with the Republican Party that we saw in the late 70s and early 80s. And all right, wow. If I had something to say, I might say it. Thank you very much. Who doesn't like a flag with two flags hanging off a crest inside a seal below state's name above a banner with the state motto and also the founding date, state animal, and some scenery? You win for the chat tonight. GeoScholar again, man. Check out the GeoScholar, everyone, by the way. An amazing channel. If you haven't done so, Minneapolis versus St. Paul would make a good comparison video. I'll even contribute. That would be awesome. I do plan on it probably at some point. I have only been to the Twin Cities once in my life. Yeah. We visited friends that lived up there and want to go back. It's a cool place. Patriot Raven again. Thank you. The Supreme Court is going to deal with the Affordable Care Act soon. Do you think they will overturn it? Great question. I really don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. I've chatted with Emperor Tiger Star about this. He thinks that they probably will. I think that one thing to always remember is that the Supreme Court is definitely... It's meant to be less political. It is less political. Once they get, it's political when they first get in there as they're appointed and approved by the Senate. But once they're in there, they don't have to worry about getting elected ever. They could, And a lot of them do change their ways. They become less political. They just go more based on principle or become more pragmatic, actually. So less ideological, believe it or not. Even, Amy Coney Barrett. So we'll see. I really don't know. I'm sorry I can't give you a definitive answer there, Patriot Raven. Greenland is the 51st state. I saw that one. That's probably not going to happen. Can you rank the gamer flag? Probably not. Why don't they let third parties do debates? Well, it's because it's run by Democrats and Republicans, and it's a duopoly, so they don't want competition. So that's kind of a sad situation for democracy. Okay. Oh, sorry, I lost my spot. Zane Rosler, thank you. If you redid the best governor list, why would the Kingfish be number one? So you're a Kingfish fan, are you? Huey Long is I think he's one of those polarizing figures as well. I can definitely see the negatives against him, like as he was a demagogue essentially, yeah. But at the same time, it was nice to have somebody who seemed to be in it for the right reasons, even though probably did some shady stuff once he was in power. So I'll just leave it at that. Meme Lord 5000 got timed out. Oh. Matthew Peloveski, thank you. What did the Dems do wrong since they lost seats in the House and didn't win the Senate? I'll tell you what they didn't do right. They didn't focus enough on economics. The Democrats who seem to have more success are the ones that talk about economic issues, because that's what people are still concerned about the most. And so when you have less important issues that are talked about mostly by Democratic candidates, they're just not going to get that much passionate support. I mean, look at the presidential primaries. The candidates who had the most passion, I mean, some of them it was more like Pete Buttigieg is kind of one of the exception to that. But, Andrew Yang was talking about economics mostly. And I think the Democrats, if they want to have more success, they're going to have to do that. Stop focusing on these issues that are more superficial, All right. Sorry if I missed any. I'm trying to keep up with some of these questions here. I've already been going an hour, 17 minutes, which is crazy. Oh, Dead History again. Wait, who's... Thermo, opinion on the Mississippi flag with the CSA battle flag. I didn't like it. It would be definitely F tier. Dead History again. How about a New Jersey and New York comparison video? New Jersey had more casualties during 9/11 than New York, plus the two New York football teams play in New Jersey. Guess what? I do have a video comparing New York and New Jersey. I released it in the spring, kind of right when the pandemic was getting started, which is kind of crazy because that was when New York and New Jersey were really struggling. But yeah, check it out. It's already made. Evan Oslin, thank you. Do you think we'll see more states added during the Biden administration, such as Puerto Rico, Guam, North Marianas, etc.? Well, first of all, you'll have to get the Senate. Remember that if Georgia for the special runoff elections, let's just say hypothetically that the Georgia voters do vote for the two Democrats, and so that would make it 50-50 even. So we'd have a tiebreaker by the vice president. Kamala Harris would be the tie-breaking vote, and she'd be very active in the Senate. In fact, she would probably be the most active vice president in the Senate in American history. The most active before her was John C. Calhoun, who I believe broke about 31 ties when he was there. People always talk about Dick Cheney, but no, John C. Calhoun was very active in the Senate when he was vice president under 2 different administrations. That would be a possibility if they get the Senate. However, traditionally, it took like a supermajority for things like that to happen, and I just don't know if they'll have enough steam, So we'll see. That's a good question, though, Evan. Thanks for that. Oh, wow. So I appreciate y'all sticking around tonight on a Friday night. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe out there. It's been a long week for me. Kamala is to Biden as Truman is to FDR. George Washington, you with the ACT analogy questions or do a vice president's tier list. Yeah, I think I might do that for President's Day this coming February. I think that might be something I plan on doing. Here's one thing to think about is that I really don't anticipate President-elect Joe Biden, to last more than 1 term. And so 2024 will be interesting. I think we're going to see a lot of kind of maneuvering going on these next 2 to 4 years. Because don't just assume Kamala Harris is going to be like heir to the throne. Okay, Matthew Palevsky again. You think the Dems should get rid of the filibuster so Congress can pass laws again and do their jobs? Well, they kind of already have. It's not used as much. That's kind of one of those things that was not in the Constitution. It's just precedent, and so they all they need is just a majority, and that you might see a lot of laws pass still if if it is 50-50 with Kamala breaking the ties. That should be interesting. Now, I don't know if it's going to I don't know if it's realistic to say that Georgia is actually going to vote Democrat for the 2 senators. I mean, it's still a pretty red state in local elections or at local offices. So just because we saw it go to Joe Biden for a candidate doesn't mean that the whole state all of a sudden is Democratic all the way. Will Trump run in 2024? I think he would do it if it financially benefited him, for sure. Justin Richards, thank you. What would you say is the great American novel? Didn't you ask me this last time we did a live stream and I had no idea? I'm not a literature guy. I think the great American writer, and I really do think is Mark Twain. I'm sorry, Justin. Okay. Oh yeah, so Patriot Raven also asked, what are your thoughts on Trump running in 2024, and what do you think the future of the Republican Party after Trump? Trump supporters are not going away. Trump supporters are a diverse group. A bunch of cool people actually in that group that are misunderstood, I think. Some of them are a little crazy, very crazy, but most of them are pretty darn cool. And I think the thing about that's changed with Trump is on the social issues. And so whoever it is will be more moderate on social issues. They're not going to care as much about family values and Judeo-Christian values and stuff like that. They're going to focus more on economic stuff. We're already seeing that with marijuana legalization. Like, a lot of Republicans are okay with marijuana legalization, and that is a huge change from like even 5-6 years ago. All right, so yeah, don't expect someone like a Marco Rubio to like. No, I think he's done for. I think it's going to be one of these guys that has been a Trumpist, but probably not quite as polarizing. And when I say guys, I mean the only female I see that maybe has a shot in 2024 would be Nikki Haley, to run for president. I think she can have crossover appeal as well. Top Hat Smoking Barbecue. Top Hat, that's a great band. Do you think Maryland Governor Larry Hogan will run in 2024 after his recent activity against President Trump? I don't know anything about that. I'm sorry, but I'll look into that. So I can't. I don't want to give an answer of something I don't know anything about. If I had something to say, I might say it. Says Big Yang supporter here. Do you think he's got a shot in 2024? I see Trump or a Tucker Carlson type getting a GOP ticket. Also thoughts on Yang and cabinet. I do think that Yang has a good chance to be in Biden's cabinet. They've been communicating regularly as far as I understand. I think Yang will probably run again in 2024 because so many people want him to. And he was one of the few Democrats who had the ability to draw in Trump supporters. So I do see him doing that. All right. My computer is lagging a little bit here. Trump 2024, the next Grover Cleveland. Yeah, I wonder if we will see something like that ever again. At Grover Cleveland, where he's like, I'll be back. Papa Thunder, hey. Thank you for the super chat. Every state and territory use gold fringe on their formal flags except two. DC uses red and Virginia uses white fringe. Could you compare Guam and American Samoa? I plan on it. Samoa and Guam, I had already planned on comparing those two eventually. I will tell you what I have planned in the near future, and some of you might get really excited about this. Next Friday, I plan on Alaska and Hawaii, which I mentioned earlier in the stream. The Friday after that, which is the Friday after Thanksgiving, I plan on comparing the United States and Canada. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. It might end up being 30 minutes long. That's another collaboration with Mr. Betts. He has a new channel called Drawn of History, which that's actually going to be the collab. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. Also, I got a Canadian or two to actually be in that video. All right. We'll go 5 more minutes. All right, 5 more minutes here. Again, thanks for joining me tonight. All right, Buttigieg in the cabinet. If so, which position? I could see him being like, well, he's a veteran, so maybe veteran affairs. Although that's not really a politically, like ladder climbing position. Maybe Secretary of State, dare I say? Well, but he only has experience as a mayor. He's young, so I don't know. He'll be in there somewhere probably. I think that D.C. should be a state, yes. That's not going to happen anytime soon, though. We got an 11-year-old in here. Oh, boy. Everyone be on your best behavior. Please answer my question. Who would you rather have as president, Joe or Bernie? Oh, yeah, I like Bernie Sanders more than Joe Biden. You all know I was not a big fan of Joe Biden. The great thing about being, people think I'm really unbiased, but usually I don't like the two major party candidates. I think that usually helps me be like, when you hate them all, it's easier to be... I did like Yang and all that. And usually I liked Ron Paul back in the day, and I like candidates that don't have a chance of winning. That helps me be. So by the time the general election gets to be, I'm like, oh, good. I'm indifferent about it. Although this election was a little bit more, urgent. Zane Rosler again. Opinion on Governor Terry Sanford. He's the one that ran for president, right? Let me make sure I got the right guy here. Oh, no. I don't know much about Sanford. I think I remember reading about him at some point, though. Oh, yeah, he was one of those guys. So he was from North Carolina, but definitely was not really easy. It looks like... He noted for his progressive leadership in civil rights and education. but his opponents criticized him as a, quote, tax and spend liberal. Yeah, no, he's maybe I should investigate him more. Thanks for bringing him up. Gage Andrews, thank you. Yang should get as far away from Biden as he can. Dude would have won in a landslide if he gets all buddy-buddy with Biden. He is done. Trump 2020. Yeah, see, there you go. A Trump supporter who was a fan of Yang. So many. It's interesting because it really is the economy, like economic issues. I think people, they care about that more than anything, and that's what you can predict election results on. You ignore everything else. You don't even have to know the causes of what caused the... Because a lot of times presidents have little control over the economy. Let's be honest here. They can have a little bit of control with monetary policy, with who they appoint to the Federal Reserve. But even then, it's all out of their control. Tristan Thornton, yes, I am a history teacher. I teach at high school. Shout out to Tonganoxie High School. The football team, let's see how they did. I told them I would give them a shout out here tonight since I'm missing the game. I'm going to see how the football team is doing. Oh, I don't know if it's going. Let's see here. Looks like they lost. That's too bad. But yeah, I teach at a high school in Kansas. Okay. Matthew, again, Pileski, thank you for your super chats tonight. And are you a teacher? And if yes, which grade? Oh, yeah. Sorry to be a bit repetitive here, but I teach mostly juniors. I teach American government. I also teach AP U.S. history, and I teach economics 9 through 12. So, all right, totally. Guard, thank you so much. Thoughts on Ross Perot? Did he cost H.W. Bush the election? I think the spoiler effect is, I used to just straight up say it was a myth. Now I would modify that and say it's overrated. It makes assumptions that it probably shouldn't assume. So I don't think he spoiled it. A lot of people passionately voted for Perot, and they didn't like the other two candidates, okay? In 92, that would be Bill Clinton and George H.W. Bush, so Bush Sr. And in 96, they didn't like Bob Dole or Bill Clinton. Ross Perot was in some ways like President Trump, but he was more moderate on, I think, a lot of issues. He really was a centrist type guy, I think, that had broad appeal. That's why he was so scary, plus the fact that he was a billionaire, had all this money that he didn't need a political party. He could just buy up 30 minutes of primetime television, and he did, where he laid out everything. He wasn't the most charismatic guy, but he spoke candidly and to the point, and because of that was relatable. I think sometimes he maybe when I used to watch him as a kid, I remember thinking like, okay, he kind of came across as a little bit I don't know what the word is here, like, kind of like gimmicky, I guess. And so that was always something he had to try to get past. But no, he was a solid. I think people need to revisit Ross Perot, because I think he had a net positive impact on our country. And it was actually more different than Trump than people realize. People compare him to Trump, but he actually was a good businessman. I don't think Trump was a good businessman. He inherited a lot of wealth. All right, Tim Condon again. Hey, have you heard of the Political Machine game series? I have. Seeing you play the 2020 version live on YouTube would be hilarious. All right, I'll consider that. Thanks for the suggestion there, Tim. All right, I know I said 5 minutes, and now it's been like 8 minutes, so I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank you all again for joining me. Again, it was silly. Don't take this too seriously, ranking the way flags look, especially when I'm ignorant over the history for a lot of these flags and the symbolism. All right. The Patriot Act sucks. I saw that one. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, and just stay amazing out there. I want to thank you for your support. it means a lot. So have a good night. Stay safe. Take care.